here we are. This is S.x Love Psychedelics, and I'm your host, Dr. Kat, bringing you psychosexual conversations that will leave you intellectually turned on and hungry for more.
This pattern in social media, or this pattern in conversations in the spiritual, identified spiritual culture or conscious culture, around spiritual lingo or regurgitation of teachings and dogma, and how to wade through that information, or how to be able to discern, how can we take the responsibility for discernment between all this information that we're getting inundated with? What has been your process in that, or how have you looked at that?
Yeah, I feel like it's just coming back to the body compass, like if something resonates with me, I'll feel it in my body. If something feels not in resonance, like my body will respond in a way that feels very visceral, Yeah, because there are so many new ideas, so many new things coming through, and social media is just like fast. So it's important to have that deep sense of discernment and compass, like being your body signaling, and that's been a big journey, and that's pretty much like the essence of my book, is really that path of inhabiting the body and feeling safe in the body, and then from there making like informed decisions and like deeper decisions based on your truth and your intuition. So that's how I kind of navigate it.
Yeah, there's like a cultivation, again, coming back to that word cultivation. You've spent these 10 years of taking these ideas, mulling over them, applying them, and I can speak for myself too. There's such a pressure in our culture to be quick with creating content, taking something and putting it out there, and immediately teaching from that space. But how grounded are we in the real understanding of what it is that we're putting back out there?
Yeah, and that's been a big thing. I think that was a big thing we were talking about, because you and I, we've been kind of in this realm for about the same time, and just seeing a lot of that. Someone who just goes to like a tantra weekend, and then all of a sudden they're labeled as a tantra teacher like a week later, and I feel there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel people feel what's embodied, and what's just regurgitation, like, oh, I just read a David Data book, I'm just going to quote it. Like, you can feel when it's like the person who's the messenger of that is actually has a deep embodiment of that, or an lived experience of that, or if it's literally just like copy and paste from a textbook.
I don't know that I agree with that. And the only reason why I say that is because you're super embodied. You have a deep relationship with your body, but how many of our, the audiences, they're vulnerable populations, or, they don't necessarily have these skills. They're looking to us for these skills. They want to learn. And so they're wanting healing, they're wanting understanding. And I think great marketing can prevent that from somebody really seeing the discernment, or, how cultivated the person is.
Yeah. I feel that. And I also feel like that you're not going to attract people that are like ahead of you in the soul's journey, so if someone's just shotgun out of a workshop and a coach, they're not going to attract someone like us, like even into their field, because it just wouldn't even resonate, but maybe they have some wisdom from that one workshop that someone that, is really stuck in their matrix world resonates, and they're just like wanting that little piece to step forward in their relational dynamic or whatever that person's teaching. So I kind of trust that in a way.
Yeah. So take your time in vetting, who you want to be working with, and really take the time and the patience with yourself to, like you were saying, really tune into your body's experience around that versus being quick to action.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, lovers. And if you want to experience more ecstasy and sexual liberation, head over to s.xlovepsychedelics.com and learn about how you can join me for any one of my online or live events. And while you're there, grab my free guide on sex and psychedelics. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please contact your healthcare provider and local law before pursuing any of the products or psychedelics discussed. And one final note here. I make this show specifically for you. If you're loving the show, then be sure to leave me a review in iTunes or Spotify to let me know. Happy to be here and happy to serve. I'll see you next time on S.x Love Psychedelics.